It is 2:17 p.m. on a Tuesday in August. A lightning strike touched down in the Frank Church Wilderness at 6 a.m. No roads. No trails within 4 miles. No helicopter pad. The fire is 3/4 of an acre, right now. In 4 hours, if the wind shifts, it will be 300. The 2 people jumping into it today are not responding to a crisis. They are ending one before it starts. They will land in trees, cut themselves down, hike to the fire with chainsaws and hand tools, dig a line around it, and sleep next to it until it is cold. They will not see a road for 3 days. There are approximately 400 active smoke jumpers in the United States. Not 400 on shift. Not 400 on call. 400 total, across 9 bases, 2 federal agencies, the entire country. They are the rarest firefighters in American wildland fire. Entry-level salary, $35,000 a season. Senior jumpers with overtime and hazard pay, $90,000 to $110,000. Base managers, $120,000 to $145,000. This is every level of a smoke jumper's career. Real titles, real salaries, real cost. Before the levels, the numbers. Wildland fire in the United States, 50,000 to 70,000 fires per year. 7 to 10 million acres burned annually, a figure that has doubled since the 1990s. The federal government spends $2 to $4 billion on suppression in a heavy year. Smoke jumpers exist for one specific scenario, a fire in remote terrain, in its first hours, when getting people there by any other method takes too long. Initial attack by air. The window closes fast. The 9 bases, Missoula, McCall, Redding, Boise, West Yellowstone, Grangeville, Winthrop, North Cascades, Fairbanks, each cover a region. When the load is heavy, jumpers move between bases and cross into each other's territory. 7 levels. Let's walk them. Level 1, the seasonal firefighter. $15 to $20 per hour times $28,000 to $42,000 per season times GS3 to GS4 times 2 to 5 seasons. Nobody starts as a smoke jumper. The application requires a minimum of 1 year of wildland fire experience at the GS4 level. Competitive candidates arrive with 3 to 5 seasons behind them. Engine crew, hotshot crew, helitac, the path doesn't matter. The credential does. GS3 base pay, approximately $15 to $18 per hour. Add hazard pay, 25% of base during active fire, and overtime at time and a half, and a summer season generating 600 to 900 hours runs $28,000 to $42,000. The job is seasonal. The federal government employs you for 6 months and does not see you from October to April. The firefighters who end up in Missoula or McCall eventually are not the strongest ones. They are the ones with the most deliberate careers, cross-training on different crews, building qualifications, understanding early that every season is an audition for the one after. The hidden cost at this level, the off-season has no structure and no income. Some teach ski patrol. Some work construction. Some apply for seasonal positions in other agencies to stay employed. The profession attracts people who are comfortable with that uncertainty. The ones who aren't, leave before they ever apply. Level 2, the rookie smoke jumper. $20 to $26 per hour times $35,000 to $52,000 per season times GS5 times 1 season of probation. Roughly 500 to 800 wildland firefighters apply for smoke jumper rookies positions every year. 20 to 40 are selected nationally. The training, 6 weeks. 7 pull-ups, 25 push-ups, 45 sit-ups, a 1.5-mile run in under 11 minutes, that is the entry standard. What actually gets you through training is different. The pack-out is the gate most people don't see coming. At the end of a fire assignment, you carry your jump gear, your fire gear, and your equipment out to the nearest trail or road on your back. Average load, 110 pounds. Distances up to 10 miles. The training version, 3 miles in 90 minutes with 110 pounds, ends more rookie seasons than any parachute jump. Failure is immediate termination from training. No appeal. The first jump is a static line exit from 1,500 feet above a jump spot the size of a parking lot, surrounded by timber. The jumper does not choose the spot. The spotter does. You exit when told, steer what you can, and land where the trees and wind allow. The insider truth, every base has a culture, and rookies read it within days. Missoula runs older, more academic, a lot of former hotshots with degrees. McCall runs harder on physical standards, earlier in the season. Rookies who try to perform their competence get noted. Rookies who do the work without commentary get remembered correctly. Level 3, the journeyman smoke jumper. $26 to $36 per hour times $52,000 to $90,000 all-in times GS7 times 3 to 8 seasons. A journeyman jumper at GS7 earns $55,000 to $72,000 in base and locality pay before overtime. With 200 plus hours of overtime in a heavy fire season, and hazard pay calculated on every hour worked in a hazard zone, total compensation reaches $80,000 to $90,000. It is seasonal work. The federal government is not paying that wage in February. The journeyman is the backbone of every base. They hold the operational knowledge, how this base jumps this terrain, which drop zones have cable fences, where the thermals hit in mid-afternoon. That knowledge is not written anywhere. It transfers the way all field knowledge transfers, slowly, by doing the job next to someone who has done it more. FAA parachute rigger certification is earned here, the same certificate commercial parachute riggers hold. Every smoke jumper packs their own parachute. They are not issued a packed chute and handed it. They inspect it, pack it, document it, and jump it. The mechanic who builds the engine and then drives the car, that is the standard of accountability this certification creates. The hidden cost, the body is keeping a tab. High-altitude timber landings, what the profession calls tree landings, are controlled crashes. A landing in a 70-foot Douglas fir involves rope descent from the canopy with 85 pounds of gear. Every jumper with 8 seasons has a knee story. Most have 2. Level 4, the lead jump foreman. $36 to $48 per hour times $75,000 to $100,000 all-in times GS9 times 5 to 12 seasons. The jump foreman is the senior firefighter on the ground. When a crew jumps to a fire, the foreman commands it. They set the strategy, direct the line construction, make the call to stay or to request additional resources. They are also the last person on the aircraft, and the one responsible for confirming every jumper's gear before they exit. GS9 with locality pay and overtime, $75,000 to $100,000 in a full season. For the first time, federal benefits, health insurance, retirement contributions, FERS pension accrual, begin to meaningfully matter. The career has moved from seasonal employment to something that resembles a long-term federal position. The foreman's qualification is DIVS, Division Supervisor on the Incident Command System. That credential allows them to lead not just a 2-person initial attack crew but a division of an organized incident, 50 to 200 firefighters across multiple crews. A foreman who earns their Type 3 Incident Commander rating is managing full fire incidents independently. That is a different professional identity than the person who jumps. The insider truth no one says out loud: the best foremen are the ones who know when the fire has beaten them, when initial attack has failed and the correct move is to call for an air tanker, a ground crew, and a formal incident. The jumpers who believe arriving means winning, who hold on past the window, are the ones who end up in the after-action reports nobody wants to be in. Level 5, the spotter. $45 to $62 per hour times $90,000 to $115,000 all-in times GS10 11 times 8 to 15 seasons. The spotter does not jump on the fires they send others into. They are the last person in the aircraft, responsible for the jump order, the exit point, the wind red, and the decision to abort. If the spot looks wrong from the door, the spotter pulls the jumper back. No argument. Their call is final. FAA Senior Parachute Rigger Certificate with back and chest rating. That is the federal job posting requirement for spotter positions. Salary at GS10 to GS11 with overtime in a heavy season, $90,000 to $115,000. The spotter's entire career, 8 to 15 seasons of jumps, terrain knowledge, weather pattern recognition, is what generates the 3 seconds of judgment that puts a person out of a moving aircraft at the right moment. Experienced spotters can read a smoke column and tell you the surface wind at the base from 10,000 feet. They can calculate an exit point that accounts for a terrain-induced wind shift that won't happen until the jumper is at 200 feet. They do not explain how they know. They've just seen it enough times. The hidden cost: the spotter sends crews into fires that become fatality fires. It is rare. The safety record of smoke jumping is better than most people assume. The profession has improved tools, training, and escape route protocols dramatically since the Man Gulch fire of 1949. But the spotter who has worked 12 seasons has made thousands of exit calls. The probability of being in the chair when something goes wrong is not zero. Every person who holds this job has thought about that. Level 6, the base manager. $80,000 to $120,000 per year times GS12 times permanent year-round times 10 to 20 seasons. The base manager is the first permanent, year-round position in the smokejumper career ladder. For the first time in potentially 15 years, there is a salary in every month, not just the fire season months. GS-12 with locality pay, $85,000 to $120,000 annually. Federal retirement accrual. Stable health coverage. The off-season is not unemployment. It is the job. The base manager is responsible for readiness, aircraft contracts, parachute inventory, loft operations, training calendars, jump list management, budget execution. During the fire season, they are the operational hub, managing dispatch coordination, tracking crews in the field, and making the call on when to pull a crew off a fire versus extend. The credential path: Division Supervisor, Type 3 Incident Commander, Prescribed Fire Burn Boss. The base manager who doesn't hold those qualifications cannot speak with operational credibility to the regional fire managers who control their resources. Political fluency, knowing how to write a budget that gets funded, how to make the case for staffing in a year when fire spending is under review, is the professional skill that does not appear in any fire qualification card. The hidden cost: the seasonal crew goes home. The manager stays. Every fatality in the region, every close call, every near-miss report, those come to this desk. The base manager writes the letters. Level 7, the Lifers Program Superintendent. $110,000 to $145,000 per year times GS-13, 14 times 20 to 35 seasons times federal retirement. Fewer than 400 people in the United States hold an active smokejumper qualification. The ones who have held it for 20-plus years, who have moved from rookie to foreman to spotter to base management to program superintendent, are a population you can count in dozens. The program superintendent oversees multiple bases, coordinates interagency operations, represents the Smokejumper program to the Forest Service or BLM regional leadership, and carries the institutional memory of how the program survived its dismantlings, the budget cuts, the aviation contract disputes, the seasons when the program was asked to justify its existence in cost per acre terms against retardant aircraft. GS-13 to GS-14 with locality pay, $110,000 to $145,000. Federal law enforcement officer retirement provisions, earlier retirement eligibility and a higher pension multiplier, apply to smokejumpers as hazardous duty federal employees. After 25 years, the pension math begins to look different than almost any other career at this salary level. The insider truth at this level: the superintendent who has lasted 20-plus seasons did not do it by being the most physically exceptional person on the base. They did it by being someone other people wanted to work next to, in a remote wilderness, with an uncertain weather forecast, eating freeze-dried food for the third straight night. That is the qualification no job posting lists. It is the only one that actually matters. Most people never see a smoke jumper. They see the smoke, from a highway, from an airplane window, from a news report about another fire season. They do not see the two people who landed inside that smoke column at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday when the fire was still 3/4 of an acre, and kept it from becoming something else entirely. The path from seasonal firefighter to program superintendent is 20 to 30 years of physical deterioration managed against technical accumulation. Of learning to read fire behavior the way other people learn to read a room, by being inside it, enough times, until the patterns become instinct. Of accepting that the work is seasonal, the pay is federal, the body has limits, and the job asks for all three anyway. It costs the joints things they do not return. It costs proximity to fire behavior that does not always cooperate with training. It costs decades of off-seasons that are either preparation or recovery, with not much room for anything in between. But there is a door at 10,000 feet. And somewhere below it, a column of smoke in a roadless wilderness that will not wait for a road to be built. And the 400 people in the country willing to step through it, right now, today, into the unknown terrain below, are why that fire ends at 3/4 of an acre instead of 300,000. That is not a small number of people doing a small thing. That is everything.